Welcome guys to Team Babenko MMA channel. In today's video we'll speak about a very thrilling topic, which is the UFC 285 main event, which is Jon Jones versus Cyril Gane for the world heavyweight title. Watch the video till the end, like our videos, and of course share it with your friends. To be honest, this prediction analysis is a little bit complicated since Jones hasn't been fighting for 3 years, and that's quite a long time. The second reason is that he gained some weight, and now he's fighting in heavyweight, not in light heavyweight, and for this reason the fight may look different as well. However, I watched his recent fights, and I watched his last fights that were available, and I watched his trainings throughout the 3 years, so I'll try to make as good a prediction as it is possible. Jon Jones has been speaking that the best kickboxer he's fought was Thiago Santos, and that Cyril Gane is not as good in kickboxing as Thiago Santos, but this is actually not the truth. Thiago Santos has much more limited skills than Cyril Gane. It's the first thing, and the second thing is that Cyril Gane is twice bigger than Thiago Santos. Let's don't forget that Thiago Santos is a middleweight, a natural middleweight, and Cyril Gane is a heavyweight. It's completely different. So I'm pretty much sure that in the stance, Jones will have problems with Cyril Gane, since Jones doesn't have good boxing. He is relying mostly on side kicks to the knee and other kicks, because he's doing some kicks, he skips the boxing part and then goes for a reverse elbow, maybe for some normal elbow, or he tries to clinch. He doesn't have good boxing, and actually good boxing is something that may defeat guys like Cyril Gane. We have seen this in Nasruddin Imamov versus Strickland fight, and they're from the same club. So Gane also has problems with boxing, with technically good boxing. I'm pretty much sure that those side kicks from Jones won't work on Cyril Gane, since in terms of boxing he's much more better, and he's also using it. So until he's fresh, until he gets tired, it won't work. But if Jones will be able to take him down and to hold there for several minutes, then maybe. Since Cyril Gane has problems with stamina. Even in the fight against Francis Ngannou, he was tired at the end of the first round. Really, it was seen that he's lacking stamina. And moreover, he said that he was not preparing for the fight against Jones until it was announced, since he's not training when he has no fights. And this is nothing good, really. This is something that destroys your stamina, since if you want to have stamina, you have to train all the time. The recipe is simple. Just dedication and structural work, systematically work. That's all. And Cyril Gane is not doing this, so I'm pretty much sure that he will have problem with stamina. In the first round, most likely it will look like that Jones will be coming forward the way he did with Thiago Santos and throwing some long kicks, single kicks. And Gane will be moving a lot and throwing more kicks than Jones. And it depends how the fight goes, depends on clinches. Whether Gane will allow Jones to clinch with him, since in the fight against Francis Ngannou, he clinched a lot. And if he does it with Jon Jones, he will be taken down, and Jon Jones then will have a lot of advantage. But if he continues fighting at long range and throwing kicks, then it may work for him, really. If he has stamina for 5 rounds to keep doing this, it can pretty much work. Since, let's not forget that Jon Jones was not able to take neither Dominic Reyes nor Thiago Santos, and unless he takes Gane down in the stance, he loses. I'm pretty much sure. Had Jones good boxing, the station would look different, but I'm not sure that he developed his boxing highly throughout the last 3 years. But what he did develop is his wrestling, since he's been training with Henry Cejudo, and 100% anticipate that there will be more wrestling in his game. For instance, Weili Zhang, after started training with Henry Cejudo, started using much more wrestling, and I think it will be the case with Jon Jones. So most likely he will be seeking for clinches, and once he will land in a clinch, he may hold Cyril Gane for some minutes and then to try to take down. And once he takes him down, he will have a lot of advantage, since right now he's weighing around 110 kilos. That's a lot. And it's very difficult to stand up from under a guy who's weighing that much. And let's take into account that he's not just some center back for beating. No, he's a former wrestler, so he can hold you on the ground. But whether there will be a lot of clinches, we'll see. I think yes. I think Cyril Gane will let Jones come into the clinch, and then there will be takedowns. But if they stay in the stance, and Gane will have enough stamina to move around all the time and to throw kicks, then he will be able to score some rounds, since Thiago Santos did and Dominic Reyes did, and I'm pretty much sure that Cyril Gane is also able to do this, because unless Jones will be able to score takedowns, then he will lose this fight. Talking about the percentage, how I see who the winner will be, I would give still 60% for Jones, maybe 65, either 60 or 65, I'm not 100% sure, because he's a wrestler. And once he gets in the clinch, there will be takedowns. And once there will be takedowns, John wins this fight. After 2 takedowns, Cyril Gane will get out, 100%. But still, I would give 40% to Gane, maybe 35 as I've mentioned, because he has chances to win this fight if he has enough stamina and he keeps circling around Jon Jones, throwing kicks and punches. Because he has good punches. He's not a boxer, but he has great movement, 100% the best movement in heavyweight, and he is explosive. Since Jon Jones is not an explosive fighter in terms of power of punches. No, his punches are not hard, and Cyril Gane has a punch. So I would still give him that 35 to 40% for victory. Thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe to Team Babenko MMA channel, like our videos, and of course share it with your friends.